Hello students, in the previous class we have discussed about respiration. We have also discussed about different types of respiration, that is aerobic and anaerobic respiration, and we have also discussed about the process of respiration, that how respiration is carried out by different organisms. Now in the today's class we are going to study more about respiration in plants as well as in terrestrial and aquatic organism. We are going to have a comparison. So these are the topics for the today. So the number one topic is diffusion of gases in plants. Okay, now because in the plants also aerobic respiration takes place, so how does they maintain their oxygen requirement? Okay, now the second topic is comparison of rates of respiration and photosynthesis in plants. So we are going to compare the rate of respiration and photosynthesis in plants. Okay, and on what factor it depends. Then the third topic of today is breathing rates in aquatic and terrestrial organisms. So we are going to compare the breathing rates in terrestrial and aquatic organism. So let us begin with the first topic, that is diffusion of gases in plants. Okay, so we know that the plants are doing aerobic respiration. So since the aerobic respiration pathway depends on oxygen, okay, so our pathway, the pathway for aerobic respiration depends upon oxygen, as we know that aerobic respiration can only takes place in the presence of oxygen. So aerobic organism need to ensure that there is sufficient supply of oxygen or sufficient intake of oxygen. They should be able to take the oxygen. So we have seen that plant exchange gases through the stomata. We know that stomata helps in exchange of gases. They take carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. Okay, but for respiration they require oxygen, and the large intercellular spaces ensure. So where is this intercellular spaces are present? In the leaves. Okay, ensure that all the cells are in contact with the air. Let us see the diagram here. So you can see this is a diagram of the leaf. This is the upper epidermis, upper upper epidermis, and this is the lower epidermis. Okay, so this is upper epidermis. So you can see this is the upper epidermis, lower epidermis. Then we will see this is called as the mesophyll. This portion is called as the mesophyll. Okay, the the cells which are present between the upper and lower epidermis, they form mesophyll, and then mesophyll is divided into two parts. This is, you can see parallel cells are arranged. They are forming palisade parenchyma, and then you can see this is spongy parenchyma. So in this spongy parenchyma you can see there are a lot of intercellular spaces. You can see here lot of gap is there between the cells. So what is this NCERT is saying? That the large intercellular spaces ensure, they make it sure that all the cells are in contact with the air. So these intercellular spaces provide surety that all the cells should be in contact with the air. So carbon dioxide and oxygen are exchanged by diffusion air. We know that diffusion takes place across the stomata. They can go into the cells, means carbon dioxide go into the cells or away from them and out into the air. Generally we know that CO2 during the daytime enters the cell because they do photosynthesis, and in the night time they don't do photosynthesis, so they take oxygen. Okay, so let us see what is happening now. The direction of diffusion, always remember that the direction of diffusion, I told you carbon dioxide can go inside the plants as well as oxygen can also go inside the plants, but it depends upon what? It depends upon two things. Number one, the direction of diffusion of these gases, carbon dioxide and oxygen, depends upon number one. This is number one. What is number one? The environmental conditions. What does that mean? It means that whether it is a daytime or it is a night time. And the second point is the requirements of the plant. Okay, so the direction of the diffusion of the gases, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen, depends upon environmental conditions as well as requirement of the plant. Now let us try to understand this. This is a very simple concept. So during the daytime, okay, so this is sunlight. Sunlight means during the daytime. So the rate of photosynthesis is greater than respiration. So the rate of photosynthesis is greater than respiration. It means that more carbon dioxide is required and more oxygen is produced. So CO2 is taken inside. This is inside. So CO2 is absorbed by the plants. What about oxygen? Oxygen is given out because during the daytime they produce oxygen by the process of photosynthesis and they use carbon dioxide. Okay, and whatever the carbon dioxide is produced by respiration, we know that for respiration they need oxygen and produce carbon dioxide. So for during the daytime, whatever carbon dioxide is produced by the respiration, that can be used by photosynthesis, and some of the oxygen produced by photosynthesis is used for respiration. But plants produce so much of oxygen that even after using of oxygen by the plants for respiration, they release oxygen. So that is why during the daytime oxygen is released by the plants and carbon dioxide is taken in by the plants. So taken in and released out. So that is what is written in the NCERT. So what is written during the day? CO2 generated during respiration is used up by the plants for photosynthesis. Hence, there is no CO2 released. Instead, oxygen release is the major event at this time. So, during the daytime, they take CO2 and release oxygen. Now, what happens in the night time? This is the moon. Moon represents night time. So, photosynthesis is now less than respiration. So the rate of photosynthesis decreases and rate of respiration increases. So which gas is used for respiration? Oxygen. So during the night time, oxygen is taken in. Taken in. And for respiration, which gas they produce? That is carbon dioxide they produce. But the plant is not doing photosynthesis during the daytime, so they cannot use carbon dioxide. So what they do? They release out. So out. So they release out. So during the night time, exact opposite is happening what is happening in the daytime. So at night, what is written here? At night, when there is no photosynthesis occurring, CO2 elimination means CO2 is sent out. It is going out of the plant. So it is released out. So CO2 elimination is the major exchange activity going on. It means CO2 is given out and oxygen is taken in. So this is a very simple chart, you can say flow chart, which helps you to understand what is happening during the daytime as well as during the night time. So daytime and night time, what is happening. Okay, now let us move to the next topic. And this question came this year only in the board exams of 2020. Said, what advantage over an aquatic organism does a terrestrial organism have? Okay, so what is the advantage that is having or that is present in terrestrial organism over an aquatic organism with regard to obtaining oxygen for respiration? This is a very simple concept. Now, the answer is that amount of oxygen present in the water is very, very low. It is written here also that since the amount of dissolved oxygen is fairly low compared to the amount of oxygen in the air. So in the air, amount of oxygen is 21% of oxygen is present in the air, but very less oxygen is present in the water. It depends upon different water sources are there, that is sea water or fresh water, but the amount of dissolved oxygen is very low. So the rate of breathing in aquatic organism is faster, means they breathe faster, and in the terrestrial organism it is less. Now if you see, when we go up into the mountains where there is low oxygen, our breathing rate automatically increases. Okay, so that is the same case is happening with the fishes which are living in the water, or the aquatic organism which are living in the water, because they have very less oxygen, so they breathe faster, and we have a lot of oxygen present in our atmosphere, so our breathing rate is not that faster. Our breathing rate is about, if we talk about human beings, it is about 15 to 18 breath per minute. This is our normal breathing rate. Okay, so fishes take in water through their mouth and force it up to the gills, and where in the gills work like the lungs, so in the gills the dissolved oxygen is taken up by the blood. So this is an advantage of terrestrial organism over aquatic organism. I hope this topic is clear, so make notes and study well. Thank you, students.